What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the WBC, according to their president and board, they are saying and placing blame for the franchise situation between IBF undefeated lightweight superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez and his promoter, legendary promoter and CEO of Top Rank, Bob Arum, and they're blaming an ESPN for the fight being rendered an undisputed bout October 17th against three-division world champion, unified lightweight world champion, Vasily Lomachenko. They're saying that Teofimo Lopez team, Top Rank, and ESPN approached them about this fight being undisputed bout and petitioning for Teofimo Lopez to indeed be considered the undisputed champion should he be the victor against Vasily Lomachenko October 17th. So originally the rules were with the franchise title, who originally was created for four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez, so he did not have to honor his mandatory challenges, and they placed it as a trophy, stating that, well, what it is that Canelo is getting rewarded for his accomplishments within the sport of boxing. And so therefore, they created this franchise title in which undefeated two-division world champion Jermall Charlo was Canelo Alvarez's mandatory challenger, and after Canelo Alvarez was victor against Rocky Fielding, and Canelo Alvarez chose to, not want to honor and face Jermall Charlo in his mandatory challenge. So the WBC came up with this franchise belt in which Canelo Alvarez could move freely. I repeat, Canelo Alvarez can move freely within any division and automatically be the challenger for the WBC title in any division. Thus the reason why the WBC are trying to get and petition for Canelo Alvarez to be allowed to face Yildirim for the vacant super middleweight WBC title that was vacated on the scales from David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a two-time super middleweight world champion because he lost the title, the WBC title, on outside of the ring due to recreation activities outside the boxing ring and outside the sport of boxing, in which the WBC removed the WBC title from him, and then he won the title back after Yildirim fought Anthony Dirrell for the vacant WBC super middleweight title, and Anthony Dirrell was successful. Then Anthony Dirrell went on to face and defend his title against the original WBC holder, David Benavidez, and David Benavidez beat Anthony Dirrell and became the world champion, right? Then we saw recently, as of 2 weeks ago, David Benavidez had a tune-up fight in which David Benavidez lost the titles on the scale. He came in 3 pounds, nearly 3 pounds over the 168-pound super middleweight limit. And thus the reason why he was stripped of the title, even though he won the fight, he wasn't able to still hold on to the title. So the title became vacant. And with the rules they set in place, the WBC, the rules the WBC set in place for this franchise title, that allowed Canelo Alvarez, according to the rules of a franchise champion, that allows Canelo Alvarez to fight at any point in time in any division and immediately get the opportunity for the WBC title because he has the title of franchise champion. So with that said, Vasily Lomachenko fought Luke Campbell for the vacant lightweight WBC title, in which he beat Luke Campbell. He never defended it. That was the first time he even won a WBC title in his entire career totality, right? And with that said, so what happened is Devin the Dream Haney, undefeated lightweight superstar boxer at the time, was not the title holder, but he was Vasily Lomachenko's mandatory challenger. He, according to the WBC, Top Rank, Bob Arum, and Vasily Lomachenko's team petitioned for them to be franchised as well, in order for them to not have to face Devin Haney as the mandatory challenger, and they wanted the opportunity to face the winner of Teofimo Lopez, Richard Comey. Richard Comey was at the time the IBF lightweight champion. Teofimo Lopez was, like Devin Haney, a mandatory challenger. He was the mandatory challenger for the IBF title, in which Devin Haney was the mandatory challenger for the WBC title. So Vasily Lomachenko was elevated, thus allowing Devin Haney to fight for the vacant WBC regular title, in which he won it. Thus the reason why he is now the WBC lightweight world champion, superstar boxer. Teofimo Lopez knocked out Richard Comey, became the IBF champion, and now Vasily Lomachenko wants to fight for that title. But according to the original rules set by the WBC, you could not win the franchise title and you could not lose the franchise title. It was simply an award and an accomplishment award that allows anybody who represents the sport well and has a lot of accomplishments within the sport to move freely throughout the sport of boxing, throughout the weight divisions, and automatically have opportunities to fight for the WBC title. So with that said, Canelo Alvarez is trying to petition to fight Yildirim because now the super middleweight WBC title is vacant, but the zone will not back it and they will not finance that fight. They will not agree to showcase Canelo Alvarez versus Yildirim. So now the WBC has asked PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, advisor and creator, founder Al Heyman to, petition the Showtime and work together to showcase Canelo Alvarez versus Yildirim on their network. Because by their rules, by their standards, Canelo Alvarez is well in his rights to be able to fight for the super middleweight vacant WBC title because he's the franchise champion and he could so freely move throughout how he so chooses within the sport and throughout the weight classes and put himself in position to automatically fight for the WBC title no matter what division it is. So with that said, now they have altered the rules again because now Teofimo Lopez, and according to the WBC, Top Rank and Bob Arum and ESPN have petitioned for Teofimo Lopez should he beat Lomachenko. That's a great accomplishment. He'll be unified, IBF and WBC. Well, he'll be considered the quote-unquote undisputed champ, but he would really be unified, IBF, WBA, and WBO world champion, and beating Lomachenko, Richard Comey back-to-back fights. They saying that he deserves, at that point in time, with that accomplishment under his belt and on his resume, to be a franchise champion within the sport of boxing. So the WBC has now honored that and said, okay, they did a vote and they said, okay, we'll give you that and we'll allow Teofimo Lopez to fight for undisputed now. So now Teofimo Lopez is in his right to be undisputed and the franchise champion should he beat Vasily Lomachenko. But with that said, now the WBC is saying that they still recognize Devin Haney as the WBC regular champion and puts himself in position to fight the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko. But at the same time, in the same token, the WBC is having Luke Campbell versus Ryan Garcia, King Ryan Garcia, undefeated lightweight superstar Mexican boxer, and Luke Campbell, British lightweight superstar boxer, to fight for the WBC mandatory position. So now the winner of that fight will be Devin Haney's mandatory challenger. But in the same time, the WBC is saying that they're going to give Devin Haney the opportunity to fight the winner of Teofimo Lopez versus Vasily Lomachenko. So they have confused things by placing this franchise title and bringing this into the sport of boxing that was not necessary. Just have the fighters honor their mandatory challenge who worked their way through the ranking system and earned the opportunity to fight for these belts. But instead of them doing so, they place franchise so that way the players on the board could move freely around the chessboard without having any consequences. And so with that said, now you have more and more confusion because guess what? The winner of Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko, has the ability to say, I don't want to fight Devin Haney. And Devin Haney is not in position to, because this is just a verbal agreement on the part of the WBC. So they don't have to fight Devin Haney because he's not the mandatory. But they're saying that they are going to push for him to get the opportunity to face the winner, to solidify who is truly the WBC lightweight champion. But it's not a mandatory position. It's not a mandatory fight. So, but then Devin Haney has a mandatory in Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell winner, which he's going to have to honor that. So you see where all this confusion came in unnecessarily because the WBC didn't want to uphold their rules and force these fighters to have to face their mandatory challenges, point blank and period. So now they're trying to explain it, but it gets more and more confusing as they come to a conclusion of what they're trying to say, because they can't force the winner of Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko, to fight Devin Haney. So saying that Devin Haney is going to get his opportunity to face the winner is null and void, because unless he's the mandatory challenger for them, they don't have to abide by it and fight Devin Haney. In fact, Vasily Lomachenko has stated that after this fight, once he becomes undisputed, he plans to go back down to 130 and try to become undisputed at 130 because that's his natural weight, thus not allowing us to get the mega fights that we want. The WBC has placed this in position for us not to get the fights that we want, the mega fights. That's all this was. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. I want to say one more thing too before I let y'all go. So if Top Rank and ESPN and Teofimo Lopez's team can petition for this position, and the WBC gives in and gives them what they want, then any fighter can petition, any network, any platform, any promotional company can petition these sanction bodies to place their fighter in position without having to earn their spot to get these opportunities. The sport of boxing, the sport we love. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.